The one who lies on the bed is my father-in-law. I am his daughter-in-law. What is the most difficult for him is his abdomen hurt, but we never thought it's gonna be cancer. We're so nervous that we find out he suffers from cancer of pancreas. We're afraid that he will suffer from pain at the end of this disease. That is something we do not bear to watch. Because me and my husband and his elder daughter and her husband, we are all Buddhist. And we believe in our school, we believe in the Pure Land. Whatever there that I can do to help him to free of this life and pain, we would do. Even though the children in our house who believes in the Pure Land, even though they do not believe in Pure Land, they would rather to believe it at this moment. And then we'll try to focus on chanting in Buddha's name because we believe this is something that would help him. Sometimes it is essential to have one family member whose opinion matters and believes in Buddhism. It will be really helpful for the ritual to happen. In this society, and when it's come to the matter of life and death, a lot of people trying to avoid talking about it. But when I'm actually perform this ritual, I feel I benefit a lot from it. Because I have parents and so do you. There would be a day that would come that our families and our parents will pass away. When that day comes, as a family member, we all want our family to be passed away in a peaceful way rather than facing the horror of death. Because of a lot of people in this society, they died with a deep fear of death. That's why my friends and the people who studies in the Buddhism, we all believe this is very meaningful to perform this ritual for people. It's very nice that for dying people, if there is someone that he or she could talk to about the happiest moment or regret moment of life, it is a good deed for letting a people to die in a peaceful way. I think this ritual is a very secret thing because it will help people in their last 49 days to find the best way that they can go. Normally, all the ritual have a precondition, which is in the hospital and the doctor declares that this person is beyond any medical treatment. And then that's when we come. That's when they're being sent into our hands to do a hospice care process. Normally, we'll perform this ritual and based on how many rooms this family could provide. For the family, they will usually prepare a master bedroom as the place that perform the ritual. And the deceased people could lie on the bed in the master bedroom. And we could take a shift as 4 to 5 people as one shift. And then start playing an instrument called in tune, and which is very important because the sound of the instrument could help us to organize our thoughts because it's very hard for people to control their thoughts when they're chanting for people. We will take all the precaution that we can to focus for us when we're trying to perform this ritual for people. What we're trying to focus is the name of the Holy Buddha because it is easier. If we cannot at the beginning, we'll chant the prayers together and wish, hope the best for the deceased. It might take an hour. After that, we will start to chant in the Buddhist name all together, and then the ritual will start. In this modern society, all we can use electronic device of chanting machine, which is really helpful because we can turn the volume up so all people could follow the chanting devices. I have performed a lot of hospice ritual for people. It's almost nearly 100 cases. because it is also what happens to my mom. After a really serious illness, my mom went into the hospital, but before she's in his last moment, she told me that I don't want to die in the hospital. I want to go home. After communicating his thoughts with all the family members, with all my siblings, and we decided to respect them and take her home. And then I quit my job, I quit everything, and then go back to live home to take care of my mom. As her illness developed serious, my mom that he's really appreciate me that I could take the time with her, and he told me she said, I do not have a lot of time. I really appreciate you that you took the time to taking care of me. And I replied, said, Mom, you're my mom, and I love you. I am a blood that fell off your body. Without you, I don't know where I would become. That is, what am I supposed to do? This is me repaying you that give me birth and raise me up. And when come to 助念 as a hospice care ritual, that I've accepted that a lot because I've personally involved in this ritual for many times, and I feel really good about it. So I've communicated with all the family members, my uncles, my aunts, and they all think this is a great idea, although they never seen this ritual performed themselves. And that's when that I found out my mom's body condition is worse day by day. But she's still very sober because she's already explained that her will is to go home. And I said, whatever you want, I will make that happen for you. And then we bring her home. And a lot of families and friends will come to visit her. Some of the good neighbors that have maintained a good relationship with my mom, and they all come to visit her. And my mom is deeply moved by them, and she thinks she really appreciates that they would spend the time to visit and care about her. And then her illness become more and more severe. And my friends who performed this ritual and who are giving the hospice care to her and come and show up and then start talking to her, and because my mom believed in the Pure Land and that's where she wants to go. Actually, during the ritual, there is a lot of magical things happened because before that, my father-in-law does not believe in Pure Land. Before he's more healthy, he don't believe that chanting in Buddha's name could help him anyway. But I told him it will work. If you're in pain, chanting in his name will help you relieve. But at the beginning, he did not believe that. And then we find out that he suffered from the pancreas cancer. And when he has been committed with the hospital till the moment that he's been diagnosed cancer, he suffered a lot of pain. And after the second or third day, he's been committed with the hospital. His condition was really down. And the doctors gave him a lot of medicine trying to calm him down. But that we can say he still suffered a lot of pain from all the disease, especially in the night. And then we have nothing to do but give him medicine. And then it comes to a moment that he's really lose his consciousness, and he cannot stop response when you try to communicate to him. And it's Tuesday, and then Friday morning, we starting to have friends coming over to perform the ritual for him. At the day before she passed away, there is a friend who is also a neighbor in the neighborhood, and he comes to perform the ritual. He called him by the name and find out there is no response. And then we find out that she is actually passed away. So I pretend how I don't know how significant a role that this chanting is. And while he is still there, and while we're performing this ritual for him, and we're telling him, please follow our voice, so chanting in Buddha's name, and we saw a slightly mouth movement, which means he's trying to follow us. After he's been a long coma, and then we can notice that he has a very slight reaction to the chanting, which gives us a great confidence that we think he could be response to that. And then that we notice that at the end there is smiles appears on his face, almost like he saw something from the Pure Land that picked him up. In the morning, Friday morning, his breath is very slight, but he breathes smoothly. And then he just suddenly passed away because his breath is still is still very peaceful, and he closed his mouth. His daughter even not noticing when he passed away, because it almost looked like he just fell asleep normally. But he is actually passed away. And that's when a friend stopped by and checked on him and found out he is actually passed away. And in a way that he passed away is peaceful. It even can really allow you to tell. It's more like a museum, and people just fell asleep there. And according to our book, after people passed away, if you want to perform the ritual, that his body cannot move from 8 to 12 hours. After people died, and the spirit will follow the body, especially will be affected that the last thought of you in head. And also we will still chanting for 10 hours around his deathbed. And then after everything is done, we'll try to help him get dressed. But we find out that his arm is really soft and flexible. It's not like a dying people's arm. And so does one of the skateboard that I found out in my car. And when we're trying to move his body when we put our hand under his bed. Between his back and his bed, we can still feel the warmth in it. This is after 9 hours that he is actually passed away, which actually kind of scared us because we're saying that he really passed away, because there is warmth in the body. So this is all really, really amazing. And what I cannot forget is his facial expression before he died. Because this is after long coma, and he suffered from cancer, but he smiles so peaceful. He looks so happy, such as it's almost look like he's seeing something. He saw something that makes him happy. Although he cannot speak a word to tell us what he said, but he tell us all with that facial expression.